Hey everybody, Maporino here, welcome back. Playing another Maporino 2019 addendum. This is a follow-up to rossvilledylan's trench warfare submission. Now, if you recall, that map was sort of unfinished. Rossvilledylan reached out after and said he was sort of embarrassed by his submission, but he just didn't have time to finish it for what he wanted it to be. So he has since sent me Battle for Ziris, which uses his Liberator 2.0 mod, or it's 2.2 now, I think, with how was destroyed and Reganus conquered. The war proceeds to Ziris, the first established colony of the Federacy. So my feedback for trench warfare was that I would have liked to have been able to use the faction in a more impactful way rather than zigzagging through trenches. So we'll see what this one's all about. He also warned me that the map has a tendency to crash when going into the menu, so I can either not save at all or just save very frequently in the anticipation of a crash. So let's just save very frequently. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. God, I've always wanted to use that line. So cheesy. It's been 3 months since we retreated to Ziris. So far, it looks just the same as the Reganus. A hopeless cause. I overheard my NCO saying the communists outnumber us 3-1 now. He sounded scared. Not communists! Space communists! I sometimes wonder why I even volunteered in the first place. Duty? Honor? Glory? Probably not that last one, come to think of it. I remember doing it too, going down to the office and signing the form, taking the oath, meeting the sergeant with no legs. It was also surreal. It's more Starship Troopers references. Perhaps I should have listened to my parents. Perhaps I should have stayed home and waited for all this to blow over like they said it would. But I felt, deep down inside, that it wouldn't, I guess. I remember my boyfriend encouraged me to join. I miss him. I miss him, you know? That same NCO assigned me to the attack going out tonight. Something about a counteroffensive. I hope so. I want to go home. Interesting. That's an interesting concept for a briefing, just sort of like an individual soldier's personal log. This map contains some optional mature content, nothing explicit per se. Implications are made, you know. Because of the implication. Allusions to death, sex, drugs, and political discussion. Alright. Temporary militia headquarters. Seth, get out here. We're about to move out. Coming, Sarge. This map will not only feature dialogue, but will attempt to provide contextual details to better understand characters' reactions. Parentheses will display when some factor influences a character's voice, such as angry or under breath. Text and asterisks will attempt to convey how a character looks or feels outside of dialogue. White flags will also mark optional conversations that may offer insight into the situation. Conversely, teal flags mark main objectives and are activated by approaching them with Seth. Interesting. He does not have much HP, does he? He's got an M96 coil gun that does concussive damage. This looks like I forget what are they like storm troopers or storm gunner guys? I don't know, but they shoot like grenades and they're like or they're like shotgunners, I think. Okay, well let's approach the white flag. Hello. Hi. The Storm Marine, that's it, appears disheveled and merely stares past Seth instead of looking directly at him. So, what's your name? Are you from around here? The Storm Marine started at the mention of Ziris and now focused on Seth. Well, I'm Quincy, and yeah, I'm from here. Detroit, actually. I'm Seth. I'm from Velmac. Seth extends his hand to Quincy and they took it, albeit with a loose grip. Homelander, eh? My parents were kids when they came to Ziris. I was one of the first babies born here, actually. I kind of got to watch the planet grow up. I remember when they paved Main Street the first time. When Hawas was colonized, when the first AC was held. Quincy visibly tensed, as if they were preparing to be struck. And now those feckers have gone and fecked up it all. Shelled the cities for 3 days straight. Turned the public mining corporation offices into an HQ. Ripped apart the Felder von Grun. And made it into a bloody pit. Like being present for the death of a lifelong friend. And that's not even the worst of it. They took Maine and turned it into a goddamn Maginot. I heard my NCO saying we had orders to counterattack. I hope to God he doesn't send us through there. Absolve me of my ignorance, but isn't Maine the only way out of the city, and thus to the commies' bases? I've only seen old recon shots from space. No, the trenches are at what used to be Felder von Grun still lead here. There. Oh, shit. I've got to get going. Sarge expects me. Understood. I hope I see you on Velnak when this is all over. This time Quincy extended his hand, and when Seth took it, he felt not the loose grip of despair, but the firm grip of brotherhood. This is a very interesting method of storytelling. A lot of it would be solved, I think, by having voice acting, which is obviously asking a lot. But, okay, so, you know what? We're at the opening area. I'll do the optional conversations, but if this starts to get extremely lengthy, I may skip some of them. I don't know. We'll see how much content there is. The pair of soldiers are crouched over a small group of what appear to be multicolored rocks arranged around other larger pieces of debris and detritus. The Storm Marine has his hands clasped together and is shaking them vigorously. Come on, baby. Big money. Big money. Big money, no whammy. By the throne, please fecking miss. The Storm Marine opens his hands close to the ground, revealing 6 mostly white dice, which rolled and settled mostly on 1s, 2s, and 1 3. Fuck! Damn it! Damn it! Fuck! Oh yeah, no hits. Time to kick Alvin ass. Hey, what are you guys doing? Battle mace, 42 million. Space Marines versus Dank Elves. Oh, really? I have Imperial Fister's army back home. Started collecting it before. Well, at this point the Enforcer begins to move some of the small rocks painted blue, measuring them against the shell for an armor-piercing sniper round that was about 30 centimeters long. Yeah, they got some pretty great rules. Just love the extra hits you get on 6s. So OP. Would you like to watch? I'm about to get to my ass kicked, so that ought to be fun. Well, that sounds nice, but I've been called to duty. I've got to go. That's cool. Come seek us out if you, make it back. Absolutely. He's way too chipper. All these people are like, you're definitely gonna die, dude. All right, there's 2 more. Look, again, I understand it's, you know, it's a lot, but let's just do the ones in this area. Fucking stupid-ass bullshit feckers. The Enforcer is hunched over a history textbook, and it is obviously very worked up over it. Hey, what you got there? I'm not gonna try to do a German accent, I just embarrassed myself. The Enforcer whirled around, surprised in his body language. Oh, it's a history textbook. I was in college when I volunteered. I went to Dunwell Institute. Where are you going? I was planetary at Chonar. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'll leave. No, it's fine. Besides, I need someone to study with. I'm a little rusty. That's fine. I'm still learning anyway. Okay then. Well, what era were you in before you left? We just finished the election of 2020, and we're going into the identity age. Ah, well, how far along were you? Second impeachment, so not far. The day I enlisted, we were slated to talk about the passing of the Green New Deal. That. So if I recall, that was orchestrated by... Warren? What the fuck is this? No, she was a 2020 candidate. Very unimportant. The deal was AOC's child. I must be forgetting more than I let on. AOC? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, champion of the people of New York and of solar panel companies. I remember now. So the Green New Deal was basically to give the U.S. government control over a large chunk of the electricity industry, yeah? I don't think that's how that works. Yeah, solar and wind power were supposed to replace everything else. All right, we're gonna skip this one. The trigger warning for political stuff should just be trigger warning is cringe. So let's head down here. Chowni Ma? What? I'm so confused. The Enforcer is now clearly excited and he removes his helmet. Aw, shucks, I'm so happy. You know, I was starting to think there weren't any more of us left in the militia, at least not on our side. Geez, man, this is great. Where are you from? If you're talking about what planet I'm from Velnak. Other than that, I'm from the 25th. Sheesh, sorry about that, man. Heard from a couple of buddies that they didn't take too kindly to us. But, hey, I'm Genwin Richelieu, by the way. Mere rumors. They're all very nice people. Are you from the 14th, then? Oh, yeah, Thunderpaws all the way. I got transferred to your unit. I guess when the, Pedro Cano went down, but that's another story. Had friends on board? Whole regiment knew each other on a first-name basis. Before the, war, we all went to MPFF together. Holy shit, that takes me back. We had some good times there. Sounds like you were all pretty close. Oh yeah, there was this one time, I think, my entire company got together in Zoots, and we tried to hotbox our captain's room. Fact, he was mad when he woke up. I can imagine. My Sarge would flip out at so much at the drop of a hat. Genwin loses his focus for a moment and gets a stupid look on his face as he watches a rat scurry across the floor. After it fades from his view, he turns his attention to Seth. Whoa, got a little sidetracked there. So, do you have any stories like that yourself? Actually, I regret to inform you, but I'm not a furry. A look of intense regret, terror, and pain crossed Genwin's face. After a few moments of complete stillness, he finally spoke. Neither am I. I was just joking, you know? I'm not one either, huh? Okay, so we'll skip the rest of this one, too. This one was totally unnecessary. This one, I thought was like, okay, he's talking about gay people, because it seems like Seth is gay, because he talked about his his boyfriend, and you're like, whatever. But I thought maybe this guy was, you know, there was some commentary on like, okay, well, some of these military groups, they don't take kindly to us, meaning gay people. And then it's like, oh no, furries. Just don't mention furries in your silly StarCraft project. So let's move on to the actual objective and maybe we can play the game. Now that Private Seth has finally shown up, I can tell you what is about to go down. The Strategos has declared a counteroffensive against Fisk Black's forces. What we're going to do is relieve a base near the Amazon Distribution Center. From there, we'll build up a force to kick the bastards out of the city. Hustle up. We left 5 minutes ago. Okay. So is this supposed to be kind of like a Life of a Marine type mission? Where we really only have access to him? Relieve the militia base west of headquarters. Seth must survive. So I appreciate the contextual world building or the attempt to do it, but some of those were just in there as like bad jokes. Maybe just remove those so you're not wasting time. I think the first two made sense. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's go around the bunker because this guy's not going to be able to handle that. Oh, I've got these fellas here too. Okay, so the Centurion has defensive matrix. We'll hotkey those. So these guys, the enforcers do the shotgun damage. They all do concussive damage, it sounds like, and then the medic doesn't have heal, but can cast defensive matrix, which is pretty flippin' good. If I can avoid attacking into a bunker, I will, you know? Why bother when we can just walk straight over here? Ooh, a base! Minerals! Okay, here we are. Seth, where you at?
My men are yours to command.
Let me out. There we go. All right, get this place up and running. Check out your tactical logs if you don't know your head from your ass. Double time, apes. Are we in Hawas right now? I thought we were somewhere else. A comprehensive guide to citizens' militia forces. You know what? Let's learn by doing. Pages 3 through 12. Okay, so it sounds like... Oh, and keep on the lookout for civilians. We're still evacuating, so pick up any stragglers you find. I guess we'll turn around and destroy these. Okay, here we go. So we're building. Rescue 100 civilians and by moving them to the temporary headquarters. But I have intel that the enemy's still... Oh, and because we're still evacuating, we aren't getting any Voidborn support. But I have intel that the enemy has no such limitation. Okay. Garrison Armory. Cantonment. Garrison. Storm Marine and Enforcers. We need a field command bunker for that. can move faster due to their daily 2-hour, 4-kilometer run. Tightening the choke increases the attack range. That sounds much better. So we'll get that later. Okay. Dilithium assimilator. Sure. So it seems like my buildings need to be powered. So this is my main production structure right here. I suppose I should try to look around. I wonder if we're going to be getting attacked or, like, we'll see how challenging this is. Again, the only units that we have do concussive damage, which is not ideal. I'm concerned about Seth because I can't tell the difference between him and other Storm Marines. Which could obviously prove to be a bit of a problem. So we're looking for civilians. There's some. Okay, so I'm going to save. It didn't crash. Good stuff. And if I want to... Okay, this might crash the game. We'll see. No, it didn't. But I wanted to check. It just says rescue 100 civilians. Do we just have to bring them back here? So these are like probes on SCVs with like a mild Goliath head on them. Interesting. Okay, let's get gas. Effective against infantry and small units. Effective against infantry and large groups. So unfortunately, we need to get some of these. We need to get a field command bunker. I think that's our next step. Operations center, siege facility.
Ready for duty. Not enough dilithium.
Not an. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Not enough dilithium. All right, let's snag this, whatever this is. Okay, so we kind of function more like Protoss. Not enough dilithium.
Hey there.
That sounded nice. It sounded good.
Awaiting instruction.
Okay, we got our Storm Marine. Maybe let's cut across the bottom and look for more civilians. I may have to stop the video and go look at my own recording to see where they had said I needed to bring these civilians, and I think I'll do that. Okay, Seth, don't stand in the front, please. More civilians. Okay, we're gonna have to attack into this building, which I'm not thrilled about. As you can see, we do... Oh, there's nothing in the bunker. Okay, I was going to say, we do repurposed telebooth. We do pretty miserable damage. So these guys are near melee, but they do huge AoE, which is cool.
How y'all doing?
Civilians, I'm going to hide you down here. Creates 2 holographic images is cool. It's going to get this range right here. Okay, now we've got this. Upgrade spacecraft weapons. Sure. Let's get some more workers. I wonder if there's going to be another base that we can snag. Battlefield laboratory. I think I've got that. Yeah, that's there. Again, because the icons are not updated, it's kind of hard for me to tell. Yeah, you can see how quickly we kill these guys. Okay, field command bunker coming up, and then we want to get a siege facility. Not enough dilithium. Trench warfare array. Siege facility. Okay, and then where's Seth? Because, like, he's gonna get killed, so let's maybe just, like, leave him in the mineral line. And I don't have any sort of defensive structures, do I? So Storm Marines are just gonna absolutely obliterate these enemies, like, without a doubt. The problem is, again, I have no static defense as far as I can tell. I'll mess around with it and try to figure it out. So now here's our field command bunker. Produces a storm of electric current. That sounds excellent. Negates ranged damage to units underneath smoke screen, so it's like we get our own dark swarm. Extra Centurion energy. I want all this stuff, but not right away. Power armored infantry. Flame weapon ignores enemy armor. It's exclusively gas. That kind of sucks. Storm Marines are very cheap. So let's just get some and start spreading them out. And let me double check. So, supply structure maintains power grid. Trains enforcers. I do like how there's tech tech building explanations. I appreciate that. I guess let's put down our siege facility. I like all of these upgrades. Oh, and we definitely want to upgrade the enforcers so that they can run and just get on top of enemies. I just spent my... Not enough dilithium. dilithium extractor. We could oversaturate the dilithium extractor. That's fine. Psystorm or... I don't know. It really depends on what we're attacking into. Where's Seth? Yeah, just stay here, buddy. Just because he has such little health. I think the idea is he's not supposed to be any better or worse. Oh, he is. He does more damage. But he's not supposed to necessarily be better or worse than pretty much everything else that we've got. I don't know. Alright, go and... Let's start scouting around. These Storm Marines are actually very cheap, so let's start looking around for stuff. I know that there were civilians down here, so let's go and pick those up.
Attacking the enemy.
Okay.
Remember your training. The enemy shall not fear.
Wow. One-shotted. Perfect. Okay, so you guys come on over here. So we're going to have to get several groups of these civilians. I still want to build my... I don't need the operations center. I need the siege facility. And we'll see what we get from that. I have plenty of money, like just straight up resources, so maybe let's grab another... let's start expanding our build area here.
My men are yours to command. Confirm.
And let's,
Acknowledge.
Okay, I see that the enemy is... It seems like they just have basic, upgrades. So we got to start attacking as soon as possible. Otherwise, we're going to start struggling here pretty soon. So let's just keep getting Storm Marines again because they're relatively cheap. Put them up over here.
Confirm. Moving out.
I'm looking for more civilians. I'm just looking for
Forward, men. Acknowledge.
really anything. These Storm Marines are cool. I just like how they run up and just instant kill everything, but at the same time... Or the Enforcers, I should say. The Storm Marines, though, still one-shot everything, so it's hard for me to see why I'd use the Storm Marines. Or the Enforcers. Sorry, I'm getting them confused. The ranged ones already one-shot Marines, is my point, so I don't see much of a reason. Send these guys over here. And I'm just clearing out as much of this stuff as possible, and or looking for expansions to take. Okay, so we've got this. We've got the Bravo class escort, light scout, not suited for prolonged combat. It's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. I don't have that many workers. I could certainly afford to get some more, and I'm going to need some more supply. And it's C. Okay, and now we can get the trench warfare array. And we can get a second garrison.
Attacking the enemy.
Okay, yellow seems to be our primary enemy here. Red continues to attack us, but doesn't really concern me. I need an attrition array. Is that what this is? No, this is a trench warfare array. Faster RCC movement. Does that allow me to make RCCs? Yes, it does.
Attacking the enemy.
Recon and Command Center can transport units. Let's get one. Let's send this group over here because it seems like there's an enemy base down there. And I'm going to want to save here pretty soon. I really should be saving more frequently in case it crashes. Like every 10 minutes. Oh, Seth, no. While you do more damage... I'd really prefer to not lose you here.
Salamander, high speed forward.
Okay, now I got the salamanders out, and I remember those do good damage. I want several of these, but they're so expensive. Let's get enforcers because they don't cost gas, and just get a shit ton of them because they're fun. And as long as until the enemy gets siege tanks, and frankly, they would still do pretty good against siege tanks because they should be able to run up pretty quickly. Eventually, I'd like to get. I don't know which. I mean, I don't think I need much AoE because the units that I have are already super strong. All right, you guys make a run for it. And I just need to keep getting upgrades, which are from... This. Ground weapons, please. We'll leave these guys over here just in case.
My men are yours to command.
All right, Seth, again, just hide.
Your command.
And then, really, our holdup is gas. I think I can still afford to get more guys on gas. Let's keep looking.
Moving out.
I started researching smokescreen, didn't I? All right. Oh, got an expansion, but I need gas.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Stay sharp.
And there is seemingly no gas. Again, we're going to keep moving the civilians down here until I figure out where they need to go.
Your command, sir.
Like, I really don't need...
Your command, sir.
I'm just going to save my gas so that I can get a bunch of salamanders, because they seem fun, even though... Well, never mind. I need more cantonments. C. This is quite intriguing.
Commander.
We got a nice little group here that's roaming around. We should be able to intercept any yellow attacks. We can hit the middle as well along the way.
Acknowledged.
How y'all doing?
We're covering the civilians as they're making their escape. What I don't know is if there are going to be exactly 100
Confirmed.
civilians or not. We're going to find out.
Order, sir.
Okay, I got more cantonments being built. It's fine.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Forward, men.
Ouch.
Awaiting instruction.
I'm very sorry, friends.
Attacking the enemy.
We observe the field of battle.
Okay, let's get in there. See, like, the AoE here is just extremely strong. You go ahead and scout through the middle. I should have been smarter. So do I have anything that does
Your command, sir.
armor damage other than... Well, these do 300 damage, which is obviously really good.
Ready yourselves to battle.
Got it.
To serve its purpose enough.
Okay, you cover these guys.
Command, sir.
Yeah, so this is where I'm going to need, like, way more Storm Marines, and these tanks are going to do a boatload of damage to us.
Attacking the enemy.
Meanwhile, let's move up with our armor and attack into the middle here
Training. Pick your target.
and go for yellow. There's an actual yellow base somewhere, and I don't know where.
We'll hold them off.
Not enough crew.
None shall pass.
Again, part of the challenge here is I don't have any...
Attacking the enemy.
I don't have any... What am I thinking? I don't have any, like, cheap anti-armor that does explosive damage. Okay, it seems like now we've finally cleared all of this out so that we can start getting these civilians. And in fact, let's do that. Let's get these guys out quickly.
How y'all doing? Hey there.
Once again, I'm probably going to have to stop recording and then tab out.
Commander.
Did I get swarm? Yes, I did. So I do have smoke screen.
My men are yours to command.
I think it works on the enemy though as well, but our splash damage is going to do it. But so will the enemies as well. Let's get a guy all the way down here.
Order, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, keep going. They've emptied their bunkers. Here's the yellow base, so let's go ahead and get our artillery. Well, it's not really artillery, but let's get our mech up there. The transporting up to 4 units I don't care much for, just because I'm not going to use it. Alright, just make more Storm Marines. So am I missing something? Trench Warfare Array, Field Command Center. I made that, didn't I? Yeah, I made every building.
Upgrade complete.
But I can't get the TCC, because I need an attrition array,
None shall.
and I don't have that yet.
Ready for duty.
So this may very well be the main yellow base, so by getting rid of this,
We'll hold them off.
Conducting battlefield survey.
we're good to go. Okay, we got these. Alright, so let me save, and I'm gonna stop recording, and I'll come back, because I have to go and check what the heck I'm supposed to do with these civilians. Okay, it just says rescue them by moving them to the temporary headquarters, which may just be our main town hall here.
For duty.
Let's see if this works.
No sweat. All right.
It might just be like moving them in range of the base.
Orders.
I'm not sure. This faction is certainly really interesting and different, and I like the variants, though it does feel like the Storm Marines might be a little, they might overlap a little too much with the Enforcers. Maybe the Storm Marines should do explosive damage,
Conducting battlefield survey.
I'm not sure. And also the wireframes could stand to be upgraded. But that's, you know, that's more like minor stuff, I think. Here is a geyser. Probably want to come up and take this. So that's more like detail stuff. You know, it's, you know, priorities in order is mostly, you know, solidify the gameplay and ensure that it's enjoyable to play before you start worrying too much about the wireframes and such. That's just like my opinion, though. Let's take a small group and start looking up the left of the map. There's obviously a red base somewhere.
Pick your targets.
They seem to be still attacking from this direction. These tanks seem extremely strong, and the enemy doesn't really have a way to deal with them as far as I can tell. That's a... Nope. Nope. That may well be the death trap area that we don't want to go into yet. I don't know.
Commander. Moving out.
Get over there.
Yes, sir.
You will not kill this man. Not today. Kill him! Get him! Okay, and then this right here. Keep looking through the darkness here. All right, we got more civilians. I hope that there were more than 100.
I'm going.
We can count them out, but
How y'all doing?
because I did let a full group get killed. Okay, I assume that the Storm Marines can attack air, but they're not going to do great against these types of units. And again, not having any sort of static defense is challenging.
Your command.
Okay. Let's keep going. I think I've been through all this. Let's double check all the way at the bottom. Meanwhile, you all keep attacking up the left. We have to kind of uncover this middle section.
We observe the field of battle.
Good, good, good. Keep making these.
We'll hold them off. Best foot forward.
Ready yourselves to battle.
And then we want to make more garrisons here so that we can support the front line that much faster. I need to get more upgrades. What have I been doing? Not getting those. Let's also build one of these Bravol things. It's this. Ground weapons.
Forward, observe.
We'll hold them off.
Okay, and let's just get some drones.
Attacking the enemy.
Stay sharp.
And I need Storm Marines. That's it. So let's maybe check up here. There's a ramp so we could check up this area. This is a very large map, and we're over halfway done with it, though obviously getting through the last section seems like it's going to be pretty tricky. Large group of civilians.
Sure thing. I'm going.
Just keep sending them down here. They should have a relatively safe trek to do so.
Station is under attack.
Sure thing.
Okay, so we need to basically run these guys into the slaughter. Unfortunately. Just make a bunch of Storm Marines for over here. And then you guys can stay over here.
We observe the field of
Oh yeah,
battle.
we're gonna need to just make so many Storm Marines and Enforcers to give vision to my Salamanders, I think. You guys just check up the left. How about that? And we're just gonna mass up Storm Marines. We can actually use the Barval class escort, which honestly, that's not that bad. 14 damage, normal damage. I don't think that's that bad. We can use this to scout around. That one will probably die, but that's all right.
Order, sir.
Centurions, I think we can use smoke screens to move in here. Okay, probably gonna get maxed out here pretty soon, and we need more cantonments. And then we'll just transfer all of these workers up there. I'm playing this kind of slow, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around the right strategy to get through red. Okay, we've reached the edge of the city, so let's just turn around. I want you to come over here and then cut across. Did I just see other... There we go.
How y'all doing?
You guys make your way down here.
No sweat. How y'all doing?
Okay, so we've got 12,
All right. Hey there.
24,
All right.
Ready for duty.
How y'all doing?
36.
Hey there. What's up? I'm going. Howdy.
48.
No sweat.
Not close to 100, basically, I think, is the bottom line here.
Sure thing.
48.
Ready for duty.
Howdy. Hey there.
60.
Yep. All right. Howdy. Sure thing.
67. So we're exactly a third there. 2/3 there.
Howdy. Sure thing.
68.
I'm going.
They'll not get past us.
What's up?
Here, come and grab this guy.
I'm going. Yep.
I think because that one group of civilians got killed, we're not going to be able to do it, but we'll certainly try.
What's up?
So we've got 60 that are moved over to the right
No
now.
sweat. What's up? How y'all doing? What's up?
And we'll continue moving new ones down here.
Standing by.
It looks like, yeah, the only way to go is going to be through this red area, which is just going to require, I think,
Attacking the enemy.
Ready yourselves.
specific usage of Centurions and then Storm Marines.
Awaiting command.
Yeah, it said that I shouldn't use these in prolonged combat, but they seem pretty good. Hey, let's check. Maybe if we're lucky, there'll be one more thing of civilians over here, but I doubt it. Did he just spawn out of nowhere? I just realized those conscripts have 10 HP. That's why they're getting one shot. Whoops.
Ready for duty.
Okay, you all move on up here. Oh, there's a dilithium refinery there. That would have been good to pick up.
Men are yours.
Okay, I think I've got enough of these. The unfortunate fact of the matter is, in order to get through this, we're going to have to smoke screen and just run in. It's not going to be pretty.
Acknowledged. Moving out.
Okay, gotta move over here, gotta move over here. Just gotta get him in there. Just hold position here, and then we'll just have to very slowly wipe them out. Those have a lot of HP. We need a bunch of those to scout.
Your command.
Get him in there. Get more Centurions, and then Storm Marines, and then we're gonna move up. We're gonna swarm on the other side. I understand it's not actually Dark Swarm.
Orders, sir.
Let's save. You don't really need much to defend against these conscripts. I genuinely feel bad.
They'll not get past us.
Okay, just make some enforcers. And then
Ready for duty.
My men are yours to command.
let's do it like this.
Moving out.
Or
Orders, sir.
oh my gosh. Okay, this seems like it's gonna be rough, and I think we've just gotta push through it.
Victory is only a matter of will.
I just need vision, so once we get up there with these scouts, we should be better. I think we can maybe outrange
Ready for duty.
the siege tanks. Obviously, the mobile command centers are the way to go.
Commander. Moving out.
As long as we can support these things,
Yours to command.
Commencing field.
we'll be good to go.
We observe the field of battle.
Attacking the enemy.
My men are yours to command.
Insufficient energy.
Conducting.
I don't have enough energy to do anything right now. It's possible that brown is pre-placed, but I don't know. The infantry can't really do anything against these things.
Battlefield survey.
Here you are. Okay, so you move up. We've gotten rid of most of the anti-air. So again, we just need to get some vision and we'll be fine. So hold position here.
We observe
You
the
attack
field of
this.
battle.
Gonna keep making Storm Marines. We should be able to push up into this soon enough.
Orders, sir. Forward, men.
Standing by.
Yeah, I should have been doing this in the first place. All I needed to do was get some vision up here, but I think we've brute forced it, so it should be fine.
We observe the field of battle.
Commander.
These things are so strong. Just get some more of these. We're gonna rally them all the way up here. I don't need more of those. Just keep making those Storm Marines that we can bring up and support us. But again, they're fairly fragile. To be fair, I have not really upgraded them, so...
My men are yours to
there was another upgrade that we could get for the mobile command centers as well. Here it is. RCCs. Well, I can't make RCCs, right? Oh, no, I can. Recon and Command Center. I thought it was the TCC.
Salamander, high-speed forward observer.
High-speed forward commander observer thing. Okay, so let's go cantonment again, and then you all... We're going to transfer you up here for resources. So, unfortunately, the civilians, we weren't able to handle that, but that's fine. Let's move on in. Okay, we seem to have found the red base. This is probably our... This is probably our objective. Okay, we can do this. And we're just going to blaze through this base with how strong these units are. That's going to be a problem. Pull it back. Feels like the range on that is really, really high.
moving out.
Okay, it's gone. You just need enough Storm Marines, then we can overwhelm them. Keep moving in. Keep moving in. I don't know what's going on over here, but it's reminiscent of Trench Warfare, the original map. I will say this is a marked improvement over Trench Warfare, so good job, Rossville. Again, the beginning with like the scene setting, I think you could use those to better effect, as opposed to making jokes. Jokes aren't necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying you could have done more with those to provide actual context as opposed to just like goofiness. Now let's move on in. Gonna keep these. They're not ladies anymore. Okay. Let's save, by the way. I haven't had any crashes, and I use the hotkey to get to the save menu. Okay, so now red's gone. What? I gotta double check it. So what is my actual objective again? Destroy any and all people's militia presence.
Attacking the enemy.
So I think that means we gotta go and get rid of these buildings too.
Scouting out the enemy positions.
These things are so fast too. They're so strong. Okay, so there's that. You come on over here and wipe out this, and that should do it. You just look through the fog of war. I don't understand what this is. I don't know. And it looks like there might be some other directions that we can go, so let's just attack over there and see if my guys can figure it out. And that should trigger the end of the map. There we go.
Conducting battlefield survey.
Orange is gone now. Unfortunately, we couldn't save all the civilians.
To serve is purpose enough. The enemy shall know fear.
See, the fact they basically the only threat that they are to us is the fact that they stole some of our mech units. It looks like. I don't know what the heck that was. Oh, well, that's a lockdown, but interesting.
Conducting battlefield
Get up there.
survey.
You keep looking around. I think we're just going to the orange base, and that'll do it. And we should have more than enough command and control vehicles.
We observe the field of battle.
Is that what it's called? Just recon command center. Sure. I don't need anything else. Okay, they've got a pretty solid defense here, and we probably should be doing this, or that probably is just going to give them the... Huh, I guess not. Okay. Well, we're going to move into it now. I got the impression that these AI were just set to function like normal, but the units were modified, but I honestly can't tell anymore. It's possible that the enemy attacks are triggered in, I don't know. But in any case, you versus several AI, being able to use this faction and play around with these extremely strong salamanders, it pleases me. I'm happy with that. The enemy doesn't put up much of a fight. I would like to see some static defense options as well. But this is like a huge, huge market improvement over Trench Warfare. That's it. That's them. We've driven the bastards off. Holy shit. The rebel forces have been routed and soundly. The tracks of tanks and men alike led far away from the city limits as the People's Militia activated their contingency. Oh, they're blowing us up. Using a nuclear warhead that had been created using Ziris' own natural plutonium deposits, the rebels struck the city with a tactical missile, obliterating it almost entirely. The base we had fought so hard for was wiped out, as was much of the 25th. The casualties were later estimated to be around 100 million, indiscriminate between civilians and military personnel, but not everyone was so lucky to die in Ziris. Oh my god. Walk. I'm getting a Quagmire feel from this, if you recall that SC2 campaign. Seth's got 1 HP. You can make it, buddy. Hey. Hey, Sarge. This guy's still alive. You're shitting me. No, motherfucker. I'll be darned. Take him to the medevac. Aye, sir. And now a message from our sponsor. Right, so we've beaten the map.
Hi, this is Dylan, creator of this map. I just wanted to let you know just how much it means to me that you took the time to play this. My 2019 Maporino map wasn't the best it could be, and I wanted to make up for that somehow, and this map is the result. So thanks for looking at my possible redemption. I'd like to give a very special thanks to Jay Barino, as he is the one who introduced me to the wide world of StarCraft modding for the Legacy of the Confederation, and without him, this map wouldn't exist. The Blizzard modding community wouldn't be where it is today without him either. So again, I thank him for that. Thank you, Jay. All in all, I hope you enjoyed my map, and if you'd like to see more, well, you can find my YouTube channel through Discord. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you, rossvilledylan. I appreciate you making stuff. You know, I just serve as a conduit for people to find stuff. You are victorious! As a conduit for people to find material, and I'm just really happy to see people are motivated to make stuff that I can then play, and the cycle continues. But this one was, I liked Liberation of Hawaz, by the way, and I thought a natural progression of that was being able to build these units and mess around with them, and that was exactly what this was. And then Trench Warfare was sort of a weird in-between, where Rossville even said it wasn't the best that it could be, but, again, this was sort of him taking the feedback that he got from that map and changed it. And this map worked great. There weren't any problems as far as I could tell. I do wonder what would have happened if we got those civilians out. I just let some of them die. I get the impression that there were probably exactly 100 civilians on the map, though it's also possible that I flew over some of them and didn't notice them, and that my flying unit couldn't take control of them, like I couldn't rescue them. I'm not sure. But in any case, this was neat. I'll put a download link in the description where you can find the Liberator 2.2 mod. Because I still find that the mod itself is probably the most interesting part of this. You know, each individual map has had its ups and downs, but the mod itself I think is pretty solid. I think that this faction does need fleshed out a little bit, though at the same time, as I mentioned, even in Trench Warfare, I get almost like more of a C&C vibe, in the sense that your armor is really strong, but maybe can be countered more easily, and it's just the enemy didn't have any of that in this particular map. But like explosive damage maybe would work, you know, super effectively against those salamanders, or air power. We didn't have much counter to wraiths and battle cruisers. That would have absolutely cleaned us up. So to a fleeting glance, it seems like this faction is missing stuff. Now, in terms of like features, it's, you know, wireframes and buttons, command card buttons, things like that. But in terms of like the faction itself, the tech tree, I think it's pretty solid. There's just a couple things that you could add to it. Obviously, more air power, maybe another mechanical unit. There was a mechanical unit it seems I wasn't able to build at all. But overall, I had a pretty cool time with this. Again, I definitely get Legacy of the Confed vibes from it. It's trying to be a little more gritty. And, you know, RTS is challenging to tell stories through, and that's why I think that this map resorted to trying to portray emotions and body language through text, because there's really no other way you can do that in RTS. So I guess the question is, should you bother doing that? And I'd say sure, why not? You know, it doesn't hurt, and I think it was done fine in this map. I was a little harsh on some of the jokes, but, you know, it's weird in a StarCraft context where there are aliens and we're on different planets and people are talking, just so happen to be talking about 2020. It's too soon. It's too real. The 2020 election year is going to be miserable for all of us, no matter where you are in the world, but especially us in the U.S. It's going to be miserable. And And I'm not looking forward to the rest of the year because of that. But regardless, thank you, rossvilledylan. I really appreciate you putting this together and sending it my way. As with anybody who's made a Maporino addendum, whether it's an upgrade to their existing map or a sequel or what have you. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.